Hi, George here. Let's make a custom disc and put it in that jukebox right back there. Let's see how this works. There we go. Okay, see how this is done. Let's switch over to the desktop. Now to do this, you'll need to have a new song. I have one right over here. I got this from the YouTube audio library for YouTube creators. If you want to, you can make your own custom pack icon PNG. You don't have to use it. You can use the default one, which is just a grass block. I'll show you where to get that in just a little bit. So this is our beginning. We'll have to convert this over to the .ogg file format. But before we do any of that stuff, a few more things we need to get. And the first thing we'll get here is a new disk image. And I found mine over on Pixabay. Let me bring that site up. And it's right here. It's just pixabay.com. And we'll do a search for disk. And I'll set this down at just illustrations. And there we go. And then scroll down. There's a lot of stuff. Now to download images from this, you'll have to have an account, but the account is free. So go ahead and just get an account. Scroll down, and the one I had was right down here, just a little ways. That's the one. Over here where it says download, and put this at the smallest size. That's all we need. Choose download, and we'll download it back here into our working folder. Now for the working folder, I just made a new folder. I called it Bedrock Packs. Put it on my C drive. That's all that is. And let's save this right there. Okay, that's taken care of. There's our new image. We now need to set up some folders and get a couple of files, and we can do that by getting the vanilla resource pack. You bring up that website, and it's right here. I'll put this link in the description so you can go right to this place. Now ignore the ones that say pre-release. Come down to the one that says latest. That's the one that you want. If you want to find out more about what's changed in here, just click on this link. But all we care about is where it says source code. Click on this to download. And save this back into your same working folder location. Choose Save, and that's taken care of. Okay, there we go. Let's now open this thing up. I'm going to right-click on this and open in New Window. There we are. I'm in Windows 11 for this particular video. Let's go inside of this one, double-click. Come down where it says Resource Pack. Go inside of that one. And then right down here, there is that grass block icon in case you want to use that one. If you don't want to make your own custom icon over here. So either one is fine. And to make a custom one, it's a real cinch. It's just a square image, and it's at 128 by 128 pixels, and it's a PNG, and it's named pack icon. That's all it is. We now need a few things in here. We need a text, we need a texture, and we also need to make a sounds folder. Let's go into texts first. And we need the correct text for our language. I'm in the US, so it's US lang. We also need to have this folder made. So let's go ahead, we'll make that folder. Go back over to our working folder, hit New Folder, and name it Texts. Go inside of that, and then copy this file over here. There we go. Back into our packs. It's now back up here, back to the resource. Let's go into Textures, and come down to Items. Here we are. Now we'll be using the record blocks. That has the longest play time, and the reason for that is the song you change is only going to play as long as the original. So blocks plays almost 5.5 minutes, so it's a good one to use to replace. Let's just bring this over again, copy that over here. These are real small images. And we now need to make a folder for our record image. That's up here, textures and items. I'm just gonna put this right there so you can see that. So let's make these folders. New folder, textures. Let's go inside of textures. New folder right here. And this one's items. Let's back out of that. When we convert this over to the right file format, it'll be going inside of that folder. We now need to have a folder for our sounds. There isn't a music folder included in the resource pack, so I'll have to make that. Go up to New Folder. First one is Sounds. Let's go inside of Sounds. New folder. Next one's Music. Inside of Music, new folder. Next one's Game. Go inside of Game, new folder. And this one's Records. So we have our folders all set up. And let's start the editing inside of the texts. Go inside of text, open up the lang file. Now I open up my files, my text files here inside of Notepad++. It's a free download, and it's great for doing this kind of editing. Now you'll probably end up here at the very top someplace like this. So you need to find where the records are. So go up here to Search, Find, and to search for record. Choose Next. You may have to go down just a little bit. There we go. We're now down into the record section. Now there are two things to notice in here. First off, we have the record names where it says .description right in there. This is what the record name is when you put it inside the jukebox. And we want to change this one here. It says blocks. This will be our new record name. There's a second one down here, right there where it says item record name music disk. This is what it says inside of the inventory. So you can change this if you want to. They all say the same thing. Let's just change it so you can see how that works. I'll just call it Jukebox Disk instead. So we've changed that name. Okay, up here where it says blocks, we're changing this one, that search out of the way. And for that, let's back up here. I want to use this name, so click here once, click a second time. That selects the name. I'll do Control C to copy. Back over, it's selected. Control V to paste. We've now changed that name. Okay, and hit the save button. That's all done. So the text is fixed. Let's get this out of the way. Let's now do our texture. That's this image over here. You can edit this thing in any program that you want, but it has to be able to work with transparency. This outside area out here. So you can't use Windows Paint. That doesn't work with transparency. But Windows Paint 3D does, or anything else really. I'll just use a free program for this. Right click, open with, and I'll use paint.net. Bring that up. Here we go. All we need to do here is just to change the size. This is too big to use in the game. We'd have this gigantic disk. I mean, it's fun to do if you want to look at that, but you get a huge, gigantic disk. We don't want that. So go up here to Image, come down to Resize, and let's change the size to 16. There we go, 16 pixels, which is the correct size for the game. Set this at Nearest Neighbor and choose OK. Some programs call that Keep Hard Edges. Most call it Nearest Neighbor. If we then zoom in on that, looks real good. Okay, that's done. Let's now save this into the right location with the right name. Up to File, come down to Save As. We want it named this. So just click on that once. That changes the name, and it goes inside of Textures, inside of Items. It goes right here. Choose Save, and choose OK. That's done. The disk is now done. Now all we have left to do is just to change this to the right file format. And I like to edit these things in Audacity. Again, it's a free program, free download. Let me bring that up, and then we'll load this into Audacity. And here we go. Get this out of the way. And I'll bring back up the working folder, which is right here. The easy way to do this is just to take your song file and just drag and drop over here into Audacity. And let's get this out of the way temporarily. There we go. Now there are two things we need to do in here. One is to change this from stereo to mono, because we have two tracks right there. And we also need to convert this over into that .ogg format. We can do both of those things in just one export function. Go up here to the File menu, come down to Export Audio. In here, first off, we have our file name up here. This needs to be named Blocks. There we go. And then this has to be in the correct folder. There's my working pack folder. Now if you're in a different folder down here, just go into Browse, find your working folder, and then inside of Sounds, Music, Game, Records, and it goes right there. Choose Save. It needs to be in the OGG Vorbis files format. And then down here where it says Channels, change that to mono so that it works correctly. And then Export. And that's all done. Okay, let's get this out of the way and bring back up our working folder. There we are. We now need one more file over here, and that's a Manifest.json file. You'll find that back here in the Samples. Right-click, open in New Window, back into Samples, back into Resource Pack. Let's just change the view here. And it's that file right here, the Manifest.json. Now, if you're not seeing the .json, go up to View and come down to Show and put a check mark right there. I'm in Windows 11 right now. If you're in Windows 10, go up to the View tab and put a check mark next to File Name Extensions. Same thing. Okay, let's just copy this over into our working folder. There it is. And let's get this out of the way. And once again, I'm editing this in Notepad++. Here we go. And there are two things that need to be fixed in here. One is the name, which is in three places. It's right here, it's right down here, and it's right down here. So I'll just back over that. Just select all that. Make sure you stay inside those quotation marks. And I'll call it 1.21 custom record. And let's just select that. Right click and copy. Come down here, it says Vanilla Resource Pack. Right click and paste. And then down here, right click and paste. And the reason I'm changing all of that is in case you have more than just the one pack, you'll know which pack you're looking at. We now need to change these two UUID codes. There's one up here and there's one down here. They're different codes, and they're basically just like license plates on a car. It just tells Minecraft that this is a different one from anything else. Really easy to do, but you need a special code to do this. Let me bring up that website. And it's right here, the online UUID generator. I'll put that link in the description. Click on Refresh, make sure you get a brand new code. Click on Copy. Let's bring back up that manifest file, and let's select that. Again, stay inside those quotes. Right-click and paste. Need one more for down here. Refresh. Copy that new one. Bring back up that manifest, and same thing, select that inside the quotes, right click and paste, and save, and that's now done. Okay, get that out of the way. And we're now ready to compile this into a resource pack. So choose your sounds folder, hold the control key down, choose texts, textures, grab your pack icon right here, and that manifest, those 5 things, right click and compress to zip file. And give it a name. I'll give it the same name, 1.21 custom record. There we go. Now we need to change this, we need to rename this. Click in here once, click a second time. You can then type over that backspace over the zip and type in MC pack. And click outside somewhere, choose yes, and you should see that icon change. It's now ready to go inside the game. All we need to do is just to double click on this, and we'll then import this pack into the game. Let's go ahead and do that now. And the game is loading up. Here we go, import started. And successfully imported, that's good. Okay, come down to settings, right here. Scroll down, where it says global resources, click on that. Go into my packs, and you should see your custom record right here. Click on that, activate. Now go up here where it says active, double check, it's there. Let's back out of here. Loads in that pack. Let's go into play, choose your world, and we'll test this out. Okay, there we go. Hit the E key. You find all your records over here, of course, including the new ones. And notice how we've changed that jukebox disc that is now showing correctly. That's everything in here is called a jukebox disc now. And then here's our brand new disc here, Lazy Laura. I'm just going to drag that down. There we are. And let's test this out. There's that image, looks really good. Let's test it out and make sure it plays correctly. And there it is. Okay, if you like this video, hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. I'm doing new videos all the time on how to customize Minecraft. If you want to make more videos, consider sending me a thanks. That's a little button right down there below the bottom right-hand corner of the video. And I'll see you next time.